Hey everybody, this is Rustin with Metalholic and the Examiner. We're here today. Great tour, Flyleaf, Drowning Pool, and Stars in Stereo. But we are here with Jared from Flyleaf. How you doing, man?
Doing really great. It's great to be back out on the road.
Yeah, and it's great to have you guys back here. As I was telling you just a minute ago, you guys got a whole lot of stuff going on. The new album, the new singer, you know, the new tour and everything. You guys are actually sort of, you're doubling up with Drowning Pool in this tour, and it's sort of the same thing, new album, new singer.
Yeah.
How's the tour going so far?
The tour is going very well. The fans, you know, they're starting to come out. They're starting to realize, oh, Flyleaf's a band still. They're still coming out, and so yeah, each show's been getting better and better, and it's just great touring.
Excellent. And you guys have the new singer Kristen May, of course, and you were telling me a few minutes ago a lot of the fans didn't even realize that Lacey was gone and everything, but yeah. she is such an exciting new element in the band. How have the fans been responding so far, both to the new music and to her representation of the new music, old and new?
I think, you know, people that haven't come to see her live and like just get on, you know, Facebook and like, oh, blah blah blah, but they haven't really heard it yet, so they kind of are hating on it. But I know everyone that's come to the shows has been real receptive of Kristen and has really just fallen in love with her, and yeah, they love it. And I've talked to a couple of like diehard fans from back that saw it, and they're like, you know, it's different, but she's really great, and yeah, it's got a lot of positive feedback.
Well, for fans and everybody out there, Lacey's departure was sort of very sudden and everything, and she stated her reasons. There's no hard feelings and everything, but for you guys, did you guys sort of see it coming? Had you guys been talking with her about it, or was it just all of a sudden for you guys too? And
I mean, we had kind of sensed that, you know, that could have been a possibility because there's a lot of back and forth, you know, if she was going to do it or not, and then I think she finally got to the point where, you know, her family was more important, and she decided to go down that route.
And there wasn't a big thing about, you know, you guys were looking for a new singer or anything. It's just suddenly Kristen was there. We weren't sure if she was just coming out to do the tour with you or if she was actually joining the band full time. How did that come about? How did you guys hone in on her?
Well, we were doing real quiet, kind of picking people out to try out, and kind of just under the radar, talking to them. Reaching out to them to see if they were interested and see what their schedule was like, and we auditioned a few singers, and Kristen happened to, you know, have a schedule, and she kind of gelled with us well, and a couple months later after the audition we did a show to see, you know, what it'd be like playing live, and it went over really well, and the label got really excited about it, and so then we started a tour, and you know, we're still getting to know each other and kind of forming, so nothing's concrete, but yeah, we're excited about it, and she's doing a great job.
Well, it's got to be really surreal for her, but for you guys as well, having had for a decade or so the same person out in front and everything, now hearing a new voice, sort of not changing the songs per se, but maybe interpreting them through her own voice, her own style and everything. What's that been like for you guys?
You know, it's kind of been like starting over a little bit, you know, this whole time, because we took 2.5 years off. We hadn't played any shows, and so, you know, it was kind of like we were becoming a new band too, just getting out there again and getting the rust off, because the first couple shows were a little rusty for us playing. Like, oh, or next morning, like our back and necks just killing us, and feeling old. I'm wearing a knee brace right now, and so yeah, it's just good to get back out again and kind of just be a band and tour.
So when you hear her singing both the old songs and the new songs from the new record and everything, because it's all old to her, or all new to her, I should say.
She's done a really good job of kind of making the songs her own, and you know, we kind of gave her that, you know, like, you know, you're your own person, and I think that'll be the best way for you to be accepted, because, you know, a Lacey clone I think in the long run wouldn't, you know, hold up, because just be compared to Lacey the whole time. So I think she's done a good job of making the songs her own, for sure.
Right. From what I've heard, I think so too. And it's just kind of ironic, you know, the title of the new album was New Horizons. Sort of seemed poetic in the end that it came out that way and everything, because it really is a new horizon for the band. You guys have sort of a fresh start with a new face and a new voice, if that's ultimately where it goes and everything.
It's funny because the whole time we were writing the record, we didn't really know that that's how it was going to end up till after all the songs had been written, and So it's kind of, yeah, it's
Well,
funny.
and you guys usually take, so far, because we're only on the third album, but you guys have had 3 to 4 years between each album so far.
Yeah.
And you guys have said that you guys are already writing material with Kristen that's coming out really well. And there was even a mention, and I don't know how real that is, that you guys might even get a new album out as soon as this year.
You know, there's nothing concrete, but yeah, we're definitely gonna work on new music. We recorded 2 songs with our producer Howard Benson. You know, possible like to get on radio, and so yeah, we're just, you know, moving along.
Give fans a sense of not just what the band sounds like with Kristen, but actually the band with Kristen as part of it with the music.
She helped write, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and in this day and age, when it's digital singles and digital all this and everything,
Oh, yeah.
you can do that. It's not like you have to wait 2 or 3 years for a full album to come out to throw something out there and say,
Yeah, I
you know.
think the industry's moving more towards that anyway, which is
Right.
like shorter, like EPs, and instead of long, you know, chunks of time, then an LP.
Right.
I think more like, I know hip hop is really, you know, kind of on the forefront of that, having singles always coming out. And
I think it's our thing as a nation. We're all into instant gratification. We don't want to wait. The bands don't want to wait. It's like, we just wrote this great new song.
Yeah.
We're throwing it out there right now. So we all know that because Pat did the artwork sort of for the New Horizons album, and he's very much into that whole woodworking thing and everything, which he does such a fantastic job.
he's really amazing.
And he has such a passion for it, as you guys have said. But what about the rest of you? What are the rest of you guys into outside of obviously music and family and all that stuff?
Yeah, well, my 2 big hobbies are video games and golf. That's what I like to do. Yeah, I really got into golf. I guess a couple years ago with my guitar tech Charlie, and our former monitor guy Sean. We used to go play on days off, and it's just kind of fun to do that on tour. Get off the bus and go play.
Well, and you were telling me before we sat down, you and your wife are foodies, as you called it. Being out on tour, you get to go everywhere and try different things and everything.
Oh, yeah, it's great. Kat, my wife, she's over there right now listening, and she gets to tour with me, and so we get to travel the world together. Actually, the first year we got married, almost 7 years ago now, we went on a European tour, and so we got to travel all over the world with 23 countries that year, and it was really cool. And so we got to have a lot of little vacations, and then play music, you know, with Flyleaf on the side.
So what's sort of the strangest thing you've eaten, or in the strangest place? Or?
Well, in Australia, we went to an indigenous restaurant that served like everything like indigenous to Australia. We ate kangaroo, crocodile, emu, some other, there's a bunch of weird stuff. And then the last thing I ordered was a grub worm. It's like a giant grub worm, like this big, and it tasted kind of like earth and like a nut, kind of nut flavor, like a peanut or something. And she was really grossed out. And then I tried to kiss her afterwards, and she was just screaming like, "Get away from me!"
At least he didn't say tasted like chicken. So I was telling you, most rock musicians, and I've interviewed a couple thousand at this point in my career, they have sort of this, you know, cool rock star sort of demeanor, casual, and sometimes aloof and whatnot. But you guys, in all your interviews, everything I've seen, you guys are always smiling, always happy, always so cheerful about everything. Is that just a natural state for you guys, or is that something you have to work at, or?
You know, I think we're happy. You know, most of the time we were living the dream, kind of get to play guitar for a living, which is the best job. And I think we're just thankful to be able to do this. And I mean, there's our days where we're cranky, but you know, we're happy, I think, for the most part.
Nice. So you already know what's coming. The famous final last question, just for fun, totally off the wall and means nothing. But this week's question: if you could get rid of any current pop culture trend or person, what would it be?
You know, I was thinking about this because I read it, and you know, the reality TV is so ridiculous, but if there wasn't that, then there wouldn't be the Soup. So I can't really get rid of any one person because I love the Soup so much, and South Park, and they just make fun of all this stuff. So if I get rid of one, then I wouldn't have the other to appreciate. So I don't know. I can't think.
It's like everything else in life. You got to have balance and stuff, huh?
Yeah.
So
if I get rid of reality TV, then I can't have anything funny to watch about it.
so we'll just go with the old standby, Justin Bieber. And what's her face? I just completely blanked on her name. The one with the funny hairdo that's on American Idol now.
Nicki Minaj.
Thank you. She's so easy to forget because there's so little talent there. But anyway, and thanks, Jared. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk with Metalholic and the Examiner. The new album, New Horizons, is wonderful, and of course, we're looking forward to new stuff from you guys as well. Getting to see what the chemistry's like, songwriting-wise. How does the song? That's one question I meant to ask you guys. How does the songwriting thing sort of work in your band? You guys each come up with different ideas, or is two principal songwriters, or?
I think it's a collaboration, definitely. There's a bunch of different ways. Like sometimes like New Horizons, like I had that guitar riff,
right,
and it kind of just, that song kind of like developed from that riff, like all the melodies, and everyone had their parts. So that's how like that song was written, and then other songs like Fire Smear, like wrote that whole song,
right,
kind of brought it to us, and then we added our parts to it, and it's just different. And then sometimes we'll just have a melody and write lyrics. Everyone contributes to music, and then Smear and Pat and are the main lyricists, and Kristen with her song, she was main lyricist. But after New Horizons, we started writing songs. I dabbled a little bit in lyrics. I don't know, it's not my strong suit. I'll stick with music, but I'll give it a shot here and there.
Awesome. Jared of Flyleaf here tonight in Boise. Famous last words?
Come see a show, check Kristen out, and hopefully we'll come to a town near you soon. And thank you for your support.